The basic question, which invalidates views and published writings about Borobudur based on culture so far, is when and who was the missionary, preacher or Buddhist monk from India in pre-Islamic times who brought and spread to the Indonesian archipelago earlier? The question above has no answer, because there were never missionaries or monks. Pre-Islamic Buddhism that brought and spread to the Indonesian archipelago earlier. Name of Borobudur Temple. Regarding the naming, there are also several opinions, including those who predominantly call and write this Buddhist building. This is the historical record of Borobudur, which we must clarify the naming, which also includes several opinions. According to Raffles' version, the ancient Budur, Boro equals ancient. Budur equals place name, the great Buddha. Boro equals great. Budur equals Buddha, Buddhas are many. Boro equals a lot. Budur equals Buddha. The words above are the Raffles version, the invaders of this country who do not understand who we are. And below we will study academically incorrect linguistics. According to version, Moans, the city of the upholds of the Buddha. According to version, Kasparas, derived from the word of the Kamulan Ibumasambara. This is based on a quote from the inscription of Sri Kahulunan 842 AD, which means a holy building that symbolizes the collection of goodness from the 10 levels of Bodhisattva. Is it true that the above opinion moon? According to version, Poerbajaraka, monastery in Budur, Budur equals name of place, village. According to version, Sokmano and Studarthime, Bara and Budur mean monastery on the hill. According to Sokmano, Borobudur temple functions as a place of pilgrimage to glorify Mahayana Buddhism and ancestor worship. A review of Raffles' opinion, which is more directed at language. In this section, we will use references to Sanskrit and Javanese. For this reason, the language used at the time and also the language of the region where Borobudur is located. According to Raffles, ancient Budur, Boro equals ancient, Budur equals place name, the great Buddha. Boro equals great. Budur equals Buddha, Buddhas are many. Boro equals a lot. Budur equals Buddha, the ancient Budur, Boro equals ancient. Budur equals place name. Boro equals ancient. We will look for the word Boro, which means ancient according to Raffles. In Sanskrit the word Boro is not found. An ancient in Sanskrit is ancient. Old, old. So the word Boro in Sanskrit is meaningless. Ancient. In Javanese, the word Boro is not found. And the ancient word in Javanese is old or ancient. So the word Boro in Javanese does not mean ancient. We will look for the word Budur, which means the name of a place, according to Raffles. Budur equals place name. The word Budur, which means the name of a place, is found in the name of a Budur village, in Suwarangan subdistrict. It is a border village between Cirebon Regency and Majalengka Regency, West Java. Cirebon and Yogi are very far away. The similarity of other words that indicate the location with the word Budur is Buturan. Namely Buturan District, Sidoarjo Regency, East Java Province, and the name of the road in that area is JL. Raya Buturan. Sidoarjo and Yogi are very far away. The same name Buturan was found as the name of Buturan village in the Bagar subdistrict, Nonjak Regency, East Java. Bagar Nonjak and Yogi are very far away. Buturan village in Wonosari subdistrict, Madiun, East Java. Buturan, Arosbaya, Bangkalan Regency, East Java. All the words that are similar to Budur and show the location above is very far from Yogi where Borobudur is. So, the conclusion of the word Budur, which means the name of a place, according to Raffles, does not indicate the name of the place where the Borobudur building is located. We will look for the word Boro equals great, Budur equals Buddha, which means the great Buddha according to Raffles. The great Buddha, Boro equals great, Budur equals Buddha. In Sanskrit the word Boro is not found. And the word Agung in Sanskrit is just as great. 1 large, 2 full, so the word Boro in Sanskrit doesn't mean great. In Javanese the word Boro is not found and the word Agung in Javanese is Agung. Ta, which means fire. So the word Boro in Javanese does not mean supreme. In Sanskrit the word Budhur means swollen from poisoning. Not found the word Budur, which means Buddha. Meanwhile in Javanese the word Buddha is Buddha, which means Wednesday. Buddha Samangan. Wednesday wage. In Sanskrit and Javanese, the word is not found, Boro equals many, Budur equals Buddha, and means a lot of Buddha. The conclusion of the word Boro equals great, Budur equals Buddha, which means the great Buddha in Javanese and Sanskrit according to Raffles, is not correct. Review the opinion of Moans or Muns. The city of the upholds of the Buddha, or Borobudur, is the city of the upholds of the Buddha. In Mun's opinion, Borobudur is the city of the upholds of the Buddha. This means that since a long time ago, the city or region that was considered by Muns as the city of the Buddhist visitors. It is certain that the people are Buddhist, or until now there are still remnants of Buddhist worship. In fact, the ancestors of the people around Borobudur did not mention that the religion of their predecessors was Buddhism. Conclusion on Mun's opinion. Borobudur is the city of the upholds of the Buddha. The city of the upholds of the Buddha is wrong and not right. Review of Kasparas' opinion on Borobudur. Kasparas. Borobudur, derived from the word Kamulan Ibumasambarabudara, based on a quote from the Sri Kahulunan inscription, which means a sacred building that symbolizes the collection of goodness from the 10 levels of the Bodhisattva. 1. Kamulan Ibumasambarabudara quote from the Sri Kahulunan inscription. 2. The Sri Kahulunan inscription or Tri-Tepusan inscription, an inscription from the ancient Mataram kingdom, calling the Sri Kahulunan figure who has designated several villages as areas to care for the holy place of Kamulan Ibumashambara. 3. Kamulan Ibumashambara. The word Kamulan is not found in Sanskrit or Javanese phrases. Kamulan can be interpreted as shortening the pronunciation of the sentence K Mulyan or K Mulya N. Noble is the root word, while the letter I is a word that indicates a place. In, with an attitude of honor or respect at the place, in short with one letter, namely I. Bhumashambara is a designation for an area that is considered sacred or special, namely in Java. 4. So the conclusion of the sentence Kamulan Ibumashambara is the name of all sacred buildings in the land of Bhumashambara or Java land. Not only for the name Borobudur. 5. Meanwhile, the name for other sacred buildings is the name given by modern society today, in accordance with the name of the area or the mention of the community around the sacred building. Review on Borobudur opinion. Borobudur, derived from the word monastery in Budur, Budur equals name of place, village. According to Borobudur, Borobudur, derived from the word monastery in Budur, Budur equals name of place, village. Boro derived from the word monastery. The word Boro and the word monastery are not found in the Sanskrit or Javanese phrases which mean Biara. Budur equals name of place, village, not found in the area around Borobudur. Conclusion on the opinion of Borobudur. Borobudur, derived from the word monastery in Budur, Budur equals name of place, village, is wrong and not right. Review on opinion. Sokmano and Studarthime. Bara and Budur mean monastery on the hill. According to Sokmano, Borobudur temple functions as a place of pilgrimage to glorify Mahayana Buddhism and ancestor worship. According to Sokmano and Studarthime, Bara and Budur mean monastery on the hill. According to Sokmano, the function of Borobudur temple as a place of pilgrimage to glorify Mahayana Buddhism and ancestor worship. Bara means monastery on the hill. The word Biara in the KBBI Big Indonesian Dictionary is identical to the word temple. Monasteries inhabited by monks Buddhists. In Borobudur or the surrounding area, there is no place for the monks either in the form of remains of buildings or indicating the remains of the places of the monks. When referring to the word on the hill around Borobudur was not found by the monastery. Place of pilgrimage is a place that is made ziarah to a character or role model who becomes a lesson for future generations. Usually this place has a tomb. In Borobudur or the surrounding area, there are no graves or graves of predecessor figures associated with these buildings. Ancestor worship. At Borobudur, there are no remnants of rituals that indicate worship of ancestors. The statue with the position of the person sitting cross-legged is not identical with the physical form of the ancestor. Also, the position of the statue does not indicate that the statue is to be worshipped, because the position of the aka is on the outer edge of the building. While a comfortable position in a worship position, there must be an area for people to pray, usually in the form of an altar. Conclusion of opinion. According to Sokmano and Studarthime, Bara and Budur mean monastery on the hill. Borobudur temple functions as a place of pilgrimage to glorify Mahayana Buddhism and ancestor worship. Is wrong and not right. This is a clarification to clarify the naming of Borobudur, offered to be reviewed as material for academic studies to approach the truth. Sangharama. Mahaviharya the Thera Arya. Vwana Kaka Phala. Now published as Borobudur. Borobudur is the naming of Dutch philologists who do not understand who our ancestors were, the Indonesian archipelago earlier. Vwana Kaka Phala. The sentence above is the ancestral language of the Nusantara nation which underlies Sanskrit. Reorganized by Panini, the first Pakistani to write about Sanskrit grammar, entitled Astadhyayi. Grammar book of Sanskrit contains 3,959 grammar laws of Sanskrit written in the 5th century BC. This means that Panini did not make Sanskrit, he only composed what was already there. Sangharama is a place of learning. Original Dharmak, learning in the past long before the 5th century BC. Maha Thupa. Maha or Mahe means great or great. Thupa is the beginning of the literacy of the word stupa. Chinese pilgrims to the archipelago call this word top. Arya are the Kakyar Saka, the ancestors of the Indonesian archipelago, which were previously advanced. Mahaviharya is a place of practice and spiritual contemplation procession made big and majestic. Maha and Viharya combine to become Mahaviharya. The word Vihara comes from this word. Theras are people who learn or have become masters of the original Dharmic teachings, called Therans. Vwana Kaka Phala is the name of the building. Vwana word literacy. 3 stages of building form. Vwana Chaka Phala is a description of the 3 planes of existence that exist in this universe, not Kama, Rupa, Arupa Dhatu, the Indian version. In fact, Tri-Laksana is also called Bhavanatraya. 1. Bhavana lasting, eternal realm. 2. Bhavana Driyo, outward nature. 3. Bhavana Triya, Alam Rohaniya. The word Bhavana is the basis of the name Borobudur in the past. Vwana is written with the first letter V. If read, the letter V becomes a letter B. To be Bhavana. Kaka are the Saka. The letter C is read as the letter S. Saka. The next word is Phala. Phala is meaning or identical with greatness or identical to the word great, in one unit called Vwana Kaka Phala. This is the name of the previous Borobudur. The concept of his philosophical view is that the word Dharma is recorded in the sentence. Moksartham Jagadita Yasya iti Dharma. Moksa. Contemplation with the practice. Tapa, or topo. Self-restraint to reach the spiritual level of brata. Discipline procedures are carried out to improve the quality of humanity. This is not a Buddha statue, but he is Siddhartha Gautama following this contemplation technique from our ancestors. Natural permanence is the nature, Suwang, who do not have Purva and Wasana. This spiritual contemplation procession appears on statues of people sitting cross-legged. Tapabroto. His spiritual contemplation. Topo. 1. Toponing bodies. 2. Toponing lust. 3. Toponing buddhi. 4. Toponing suksmau. 5. Toponing kahio. 6. Toponing jesing. Samadhi, Suwang, Laku, Yoga are the original spiritual contemplation of the archipelago. Java calls it Tapabroto. Tapabrata, the term for the Parayangan area. Bali chants Upasana. Kamala in Sulawesi, when doing so is called Akamala. Kanyago Tapo, Batagak in Svarnadvipa. There are 12 words. Svarga, not the word Jana, or Nirvana. Understand this again intelligently. That the majestic and sublime buildings made by the ancestors of the previous Indonesian nation were named Vwana Kaka Phala, not the Dutch colonial version of the naming of Borobudur, and not based on teachings born in India, Buddha. Vwana Kaka Phala. This proves that the language and the teachings that underlie it are native to us, the Indonesian archipelago. Text literacy of the word Svarga. Proving this is not based in the teachings of an Indian-born Buddha. The source of the Lontar, Geguritan Bima Svarga, understood as the holy realm, a temporary stopover for people with good spirits. Swargo, Svarga, Svargaloka, Svarnadvipa, Indonesia, not India. is the starting place for the source of the principal philosophy, Dharma or Dhamma, which underlies the birth and growth of the teachings there, India. And these are the figures of the previous Indonesian male figures, Paratharan, long before the birth of two teachings, in India in the 5th century BC Buddha and Jaina, also afterwards Hinduism. Former Indonesian male figures, Paratharan, Sanjaya, Sariputra, Dharmadasa, Dharmapala, Suvarnaksa, Madgalyayana, Svarnadvipa Dharmakirti, Hri Janayasa or Dapunta Hyang, Dharmadasa 700 to 620 BC, Dharmapala 670 to 580 BC, Suvarnadvipa Dharmakirti 610 BC 520 BC, Kumarila Bhatta 618 to 540 BC, Adi Sankara 569 to 537 BC. They are Putra Nusantara from Svarnadvipa, Sumatra, Indonesia, the initial source of Dharmic original, which is now perfectly preserved in Bali. Sangharama, Dharmic, learning center in Svarnadvipa named Dharma Phala. Sangharama, branch in India named Nalanda. The Sangharama that was raised up in Javadvipa was named Vwana Chaka Phala. Sangharama, Mahaviharya the Thera Arya, Vwana Kaka Phala, now published as Borobudur. Borobudur is the naming of Dutch philologists who do not understand who our ancestors really are. Such as the naming mentioned above, the Raffles version and others. Further clarification of the historical record of Borobudur. Study on the naming of levels in Borobudur. Relief. Currently published as follows about the reliefs that must be reviewed in the revised clarification to approach the perfection of the record. Written and published at this time as follows. Relief. Besides its meaning as a symbol of the universe with a philosophical vertical division including Kamadhatu, Rupadhatu, and Arupadhatu. Borobudur temple contains a very noble purpose. This purpose is mandated by the relief of the story. Borobudur temple has 1,460 story relief panels arranged in 11 rows surrounding the temple building and 1,212 decorative relief panels in the form of decorative reliefs. Relief stories at the named published level. Kamadhatu, the foot of the temple, represents the human world, describing human behavior that is still bound by worldly passions. This can be seen on the original foot wall of the temple carved with 160 relief panels that have been published, namely the Indian version of Karmawibanga. This is interpreted to describe the law of cause and effect. Published and interpreted by historical record makers, the mainstream of today. Indian version of Rupadhatu level. The body of the temple represents the intermediate world, depicting human behavior that has begun to abandon worldly desires, but is still bound by real-world understanding. Review on the naming of levels in Borobudur, namely Kamadhatu, Rupadhatu, Arupadhatu, and Karmawibanga. Interpreted and published. Which describes the law of cause and effect. Let's clarify academically. The suitability of the Sanskrit grammar on most of the bas-relief panels of Borobudur, which is similar to the Mahakarmawibanga manuscript, does not mean it is based in the philosophy of India, because the interpretation of the reliefs based in the Mahakarmawibanga book does not fully correspond to what is depicted in the relief. Grammatical problems in inscription. The problem of linguistic spelling and basic word morphology in the inscription shows that there are differences in the interpretation of the Mahakarmawibanga book with the meaning of word literacy in the relief. The words written on the bas-reliefs of Borobudur from the 160 panels which are now closed, contain literacy words that read like this. Vairapa, Mahachakya, Vyasada, Abhidya, Mityadarsti, Kusala, Suvarnavarna, Satyavandana, Mahojaska Samadana, Sasvara, Svarga, Ba, unreadable. Svarga, Ba, unreadable. Mayas, Sa, Kyamadana. Kakravarti, Svarga, Mahe, Sa, Kyasamavadana, Ganta. Kakravarti, Sabdasravana, Svarga, Bogi, Prasadita, Vastradana, Svarga, Kusaladharmabhajana, Bogi, Svarga, Banner, Adyabni, Svarga, Tana. Unreadable, Svarga, Chatradana, Mahana, Svarga, Svarga, Puspadana, Svarga, Maladana, Bogi, Svarga, Anjali. The 12 words, Svarga, are written on the figure of the bas-relief of Borobudur, not the literacy of the word text. Nirvana. All panels describing the word Svarga are Javanese words. because it does not have a declination in the form of a locative case. Namely svargi, or svarg. This study by McDonnell, 195,371 and Zoetmulder, 1995-1169. In addition, the writing of the inscription is not in accordance with the Sanskrit grammar regarding declination if the word is nominative with the addition of an example in the case of h, or visarga. Therefore, from the decomposition of the word, the meaning of the word Mahachakya means great power, or people who have great power. Panel 121 has two inscriptions on both sides of the top panel. On the right side there is the word Abhidya, and to the left of Vyasada. Abhidya is a form of a and bidya. In Sanskrit grammar, the vowel a in front can indicate two meanings, namely the integrated meaning of the word or the opposite meaning of the root word. On the word Abhidya, a is the opposite word to the root word, and bidya, which means fun. Therefore the meaning of the word Abhidya is unpleasant. Writing and study above by McDonnell, 1954-205. Adya is the name given in India. It means the goddess of power. Adya, Shakti, it means first, in Sanskrit. Banner. Possessive word. Me, you, her. Particular. Ha, law. Pataka, flag, emblem of troops. Banners, the new commander to take the oath while holding the tip of the pataka. Vyasada is a word in Sanskrit that is male nominative, which means hurdle or obstruction. The two inscriptions, in these two words, are not composed. That means the two words are included in the Sanskrit category. However, both inscriptions have no case declination in Sanskrit grammar. If the two words are Sanskrit words, the Abhidya should be added with the letter H, and Vyasada plus the letter H, with the singular nominative case. Because the two words are not in accordance with Sanskrit grammar, because the word is a local native language word, Javanese. Panel 122 has an inscription that says, Mityadarsti. In Javanese culture rules. It is a form of the root words midya, mithya, and dr, sti, dur sti, which means view, contained in the list of Javanese words absorbed in Sanskrit. The next word is Kusaladharmabhajana, kusala, translated as healthy, peace and quiet while, bhajan. The Sanskrit word bhajan or bhajana comes from the root, bhaj, which means to share, take part, participate, belong to. The word bhajana means attachment, devotion, joy, reverence, faith or love, worship, devotion to something as a spiritual principle. The core pattern of the archipelago teachings is doing good and right is based on a gentle sense of compassion. It is called dharma. The dharmic brought by the Kaka people outside the archipelago underlies the growth of three religions in India, recorded in the bas-reliefs of Borobudur with word literacy. Kusaladharmabhajana. In the explanation above about Borobudur, which is not a Buddhist philosophy, based on observations of several inscriptions and figure names that are considered related to Borobudur, is clear that Borobudur does not have a Buddhist philosophy. The words Kamadhatu, Rupadhatu, and Arupadhatu are the names given by some of these modern-day people who claim Borobudur as a building for Buddhist worship. Kamadhatu, Rupadhatu, and Arupadhatu words with the same ending, namely the word dhatu. Dhatu is not found in Sanskrit and Javanese phrases. In the KBBI, the Big Indonesian Dictionary, is written in words Datu, Da, 2, N, 1, Sas Raja, Queen. 2, Mk people who are good at concocting medicinal herbs, shaman. 3, holy people, people who have died. Conclusion. Dhatu said. The dhatu that is used in the naming at the end of the previous word has no reason to be used in the whole Borobudur building. Kama said. In words combined with the word dhatu. Be a word, Kamadhatu. This word is not found in Sanskrit and Javanese phrases. In the KBBI Big Indonesian Dictionary, Kama said. Ka, ma, sktn, 1, love, romance, worldly lust. 2, Cupid, according to Indian mythology. Word, fine, and arupa, with the same ending, namely the word dhatu. So far, it is considered to mean that the form is shaped. Arupa is formless with the addition of letters a in front of him. If we combine the above understanding based in the level, it will compile with the words karma, rupa and arupa, which mean asmara, lust for the world. Then the levels are form then formless. To study this paragraph also proves whether Borobudur is divided into levels according to the Buddhist views mentioned above. Also proves that the bas-relief of Borobudur, which is called Karmawibanga, which is considered to describe the law of cause and effect. Is it true to understand Buddhism? Before that, we will look for the meaning of the word Karmawibanga, which is thought to describe the law of cause and effect. Is it true to understand Buddhism? When we look at the reliefs one by one later, the word Karmawibanga is a combination of two words, karma and pride. Said karma, in Sanskrit, karma, action, work done. The law of karma, the law of reciprocity for one's actions in the world. Kama said in Sanskrit, asmara. Wibanga word phrases, not found in Javanese and the big Indonesian dictionary. In Sanskrit phrases, a similar word is found, namely, wiba, sentausa, strong. Conclusion of words Karmawibanga, which is thought to describe the law of cause and effect, which is used in the naming of the basic part of Borobudur, is not correct for the reason of studying the study of words. The law of cause and effect, and the word wiba, sentausa, strong. Likewise with kama word phrases. In Sanskrit as asmara. Let's examine the relief panel at its base in the next section. To prove whether the bas-relief of Borobudur is called Karmawibanga, or word, kama, proud, which is thought to describe the law of cause and effect, is true not Buddhism. There are 160 panels on the bas-reliefs of Borobudur which are not exposed now. On the wall is inscribed in figure 12 the words, svarga, not nirvana or nibbana, and two words of Cakravarti. The language and underlying philosophy are neither Indian nor Arabic. Let's take a look. Word literacy. Cakravarti is the original word of the archipelago ancestors in the previous advanced civilization. It proves that there is an empire in this land, once victorious and spread almost 3/4 of the Earth's surface, as evidenced by the symbol Cakravarti scattered in various places. Panel 129. Documentation of the Borobudur Conservation Center 2009. There is a picture of a scene, a group of men on the right and left. On the left there are 5 people sitting cross-legged, trees and umbrellas. On the right side 6 men are sitting cross-legged, an umbrella, and an elephant and a horse. The two groups are pictured heading towards the pyramid-roofed throne in the middle of the panel. The shape of the limas building is the hallmark of a Nusantara house. On the throne there is a man who is flanked by 2 women. Under the throne are 3 objects. In panel 132, depicted a scene that shows the atmosphere in the aristocratic class. In the middle there is a throne-roofed pyramid, which has an ornament on the roof. Inside the throne there are 4 women, sitting cross-legged. On the left side of the throne a woman is standing, and 6 other women are sitting cross-legged facing the throne. Above them are seen objects, weapons, umbrellas, wheel shapes, chakras, and like tendrils of leaves. On the right side of the throne contains 5 female followers sitting cross-legged facing the throne. Behind the figure are animals, namely elephants and tigers. The chakra shape or wheel-like shape is a meaningful symbol in the previous empire called Cakravarti. Cakrawartin is a term used in the teachings of Dharma to refer to the figure of an ideal universal ruler, a Maharaja who is wise and compassionate towards all beings in the world. His government is called Sarwabhauma. The word Sarwabhauma is the compound word Bahuvrahi, which figuratively means a moving wheel, in the sense of a train that moves without obstruction. This is interpreted as Bahuvrahi toolkit, or royal cogs. In other words, it is called the Dharma Chakra, or the Dharma wheel, that spins. In Tibetan it translates as the king who controls with the symbol of the wheel. The philosophy of Dharma is the original teaching of the archipelago, which has an essential meaning, namely to achieve happiness, or to liberate oneself from adversity. The essence of the archetypal Dharma teaching is doing good and right based on a gentle sense of compassion, recorded in the Sundanese Wiwitan culture. This is not from India. This basic pattern is applied through the Tri-Dharma, the 3 virtues. 1. Dharma Bhakta. 2. Holy Dharma. 3. Great Dharma. These teachings and philosophies are not from India. There are no records of Indian missionaries coming to the Indonesian archipelago before. Parayangan or Priangan words are formed from the word pa, ra, Hyangan, said hyang with the suffix n. Hyang means God. Ancestors of the previous Indonesian archipelago. Teaches Dharma, the values contained in Tri-Dharma. This will later grow into the subject of Buddhi Dharma, teachings in the land of India which prioritizes Buddhi, kindness as evidence and devotion to compassion for all life. Chakravarti, absorbed in Sanskrit as Cakravartin, recorded in Pali as Kakavadin, refers to the meaning of a universal ruler who rules wise and generous all over the world. This is the concept associated with the Bhagavata Purana's tradition, Vishnu. The chakra form is a symbol of respect for kings who attained universal sovereignty. In the Vishnu Purana and Bhagavata Purana, two kings named Jadabharata of the solar dynasty are referred to as Chakravartins. Parayangan or Priangan words are formed from the word pa, ra, Hyangan, Parayangan. Ra is the sun. This is where the solar dynasty referred to in the above sentence. King Cakravarti is the king who rules all major continents. Pubavidiha, Jambudipa, Aparagoyana, Uttarakuru, the continent which in the past was called Jambudipa, is the archipelago. Surya dynasty is the ancestral empire of this nation, Indonesia. Berlanjut K. Bajan 14. By Santo Saba.